Oh, I bet you guys have missed that intro. I know all you guys loved when I used to do that countdown. I got it back here on StreamYard. Well, I'm sorry, Restream. I don't know why I said StreamYard. What is going on, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back. And as promised, we are in day number one of our tech week. We are now done with the Apple event. I have got a lot of things to say, and I am going to get right into it. I'm not going to waste any time. Just want to give a quick disclaimer. Follow me on Twitter at Technoid12. Where am I pointing to? Follow me on Technoid12. Also, guys, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate all of you being there. Let's see who we have right now. We got Blaze. What's up, Blaze? Good to see you. We got Sean in the house. Owen, good to see you, my friend. David, Apple. Ooh, I see we got some negativity. Don't worry, we're going to get right into it. And Sultan says, I didn't watch the event, just waiting for my man's opinion. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate, when you hear things like that, it makes me feel like really humbled and really appreciative that there are people waiting for me. So thank you very much for that kind words. But guys, we have finished the Apple event. Also, let me know if the audio is good to go on your end, guys. Just want to make sure. Guys, Apple event is officially over. There are a lot of things to digest, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Now, I watched this event, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. Going into it, I obviously knew it was going to be focused on the Mac. I did predict it in my videos. I said that Apple was going to talk about smaller other products, but there were some things that did catch me off guard that I didn't even see coming. So I am going to talk about them. So let's pull up the Apple online store and let us take a recap on what they debuted. So let's add it in here. Here we go. So the first thing up, obviously the main star of the show is the new MacBook Pro, the new M1 Pro and M1X. Their naming scheme just never stops, do they? They've also released the third generation AirPods. Finally, they have released the AirPods. It is about time too. I think that they were overdue. We also have some new HomePod minis, which we will discuss. So that was really everything they talked about, and macOS, the release date for macOS. So before we talk about the MacBook Pro, the 14, 16-inch, and I am on the fence right now about ordering this machine. I'll explain to you guys why I am on the fence. Before we go any further, let's get the stuff out of the way. So first things first is the release date of macOS. I believe the new OS operating system, Mortrer. I believe they are coming out. They released the date a couple of minutes ago. October 25th, ladies and gentlemen. You will get this next week on the 25th. So I just wanted to shout that out right away that we will be getting Mortrer on the 25th of October. Also, real quickly, let's talk about the new HomePod mini colors. They now come in 5 different colors, which I think Apple should have done from the start, but I'm not going to knock and crave and whine. So at least they did it now. They come in blue, they come in orange, they come in yellow, and of course black and white. Yellow actually does not look bad. It kind of looks like when your dog took a piss on the rug. Kind of looks like that, but I'm digging that blue, that navy blue. I'm really digging that. So that is what Apple released. That is the small things I wanted to get out of the way before we talk about the big stars. The runner-up for the event, the way I got all the new products is I just went on the official Apple store because they still didn't refresh their website yet. So I just went on the official store. Makes it easier for me to access everything. Let's take a look at the new AirPods. Now, this is something I covered to a T. Guys, if you watch my old videos, you watched me up until this point, I covered the AirPods 3 literally down to the T. And I'm very happy that Apple did make this AirPods, and I'm glad that the price is actually not that bad. It's $20 more than the original AirPods at $179, but they do come with some new features, like, of course, featuring the spatial audio and dynamic head tracking. So now listening to tracks in Dolby Atmos and spatial audio is easier now that they have head movement detection. They also have a shorter stem in comparison to the original AirPods. Basically, it is the AirPods Pro design come over to the AirPods, but with a more universal shape. I am debating if I'm going to do a review on this one, as I don't see it being as better as the Pro, so I don't know if I will, but maybe, who knows, down the road. I'll wait, or maybe I'll see if I can get my hands on it soon. Who knows? They now are MagSafe compatible. You can now charge 6 hours on each earbud, so it is an hour longer, so you get more battery life, which is something that I think we can all agree we've wanted Apple to do. They also come with a 24-hour wireless charging case, giving you a total of 30 hours. They have a brand new driver system. So instead of it being like a paper thin design, it is similar to a new in-ear design, which is more bass and clear treble, although I don't think it's as good as the AirPods Pro, and I still hate that Apple is using one-way drivers, but of course, they're going to sell a ton of these, so they don't have to go all out. It has adaptive EQ, which is some of the big features that everybody loves about it, and of course, the bottom line being sweat and water resistant. Now, this one is the runner-up for me because this is actually a very good product for Apple. Everybody loves AirPods, but not many people like the AirPod Pros. Not many people really like that in-ear design. And so having taken that away and going with this and a cheaper price point, while you don't get noise canceling, you probably will get transparency mode, although I really find it hard for Apple not to put a transparency mode on this. It definitely does a good job. And I think for $180, it's not unreasonable. I might place in my order to do a review. You never know. Might do it. Who knows? But that is the AirPods third generation, ladies and gentlemen. Now we get to the main star of the show, and oh boy, this is going to really, really piss a lot of people off. This is really going to make some people mad. This is going to make some people happy. We're going to find out because, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pro are officially released. And I cannot tell you guys how split the internet is right now. I am considering actually going with a MacBook. I have actually been looking to buy one, but I don't know, man. I am split right now, guys. So for starters, let's take a look at it. Let's actually dissect it. So here is the new MacBook Pro. It has been redesigned, obviously. We now have a new touch keyboard with the Touch ID, brand new design keyboard. The internals are all new. It has a better speaker array, but I can't hide it anymore. The biggest and probably the biggest thing that everybody is going to be talking about is, of course, this. Now, we heard the rumors for the last few weeks. I didn't want to believe it, but it's here, guys. Apple they put a notch on the MacBook. Okay. So, let's before I talk about this, let's actually look at what you get for when you buy this new MacBook Pro. So taking a look at it, you got two configurations. You have USB-C to MagSafe. They now feature a MagSafe. You can still buy the 13-inch with the M1 chip, although I don't think anybody will go for that one, as even though it is a lot cheaper, I don't see anybody going for it. They're going to want to go with the Pro chip. If you start with the base model, it'll run you $1,999. If you go up to the newer version with 8 cores, 10 or whatever, it'll run you $2,500. 16-inch is, well, yeah, you're probably looking at like 3G. But considering that if you're going to go to the Max chip, it understandably does kind of make sense. So I can't really argue that. So I'm not really going to argue the price with this one. So I'm actually not going to argue the price with any of them. If this is more for pro users and for somebody like me who is looking into buying a machine like this, I think I would probably go with the M110 core. It's probably the standard model, upgraded to like 32 gigabytes, 512 SSD. Because I look at my storage right now, I don't use that much. So I'd be looking at that. And includes the 96 watt power adapter. So I don't think I would really be out of the bag. So probably just put it in. But anyway, I'm just adding it in for future references. But let's go back to it. Let's actually go to the webpage. Because, guys, the biggest controversy, before I even talk about it, because you already know where I'm going with this, the biggest positive is that Apple did listen. They gave us back a lot of the ports that pro users use. They gave back the HDMI, USB-C, Thunderbolt, the headphone jack with high-res support. They have the SD card slot and the return of MagSafe. So at least they gave back the ports. And it's a little bit thicker, but I'm willing to take the trade-off if I'm a pro user. But the one thing that they completely failed. And I'm saying failed because I really want to see what people are going to do. How are they going to defend this? But seriously, to make a better screen to body ratio, they put the notch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you watch my show, you know I freaking hate this thing. Even Apple hates this thing as they're trying to get rid of the notch. Even they're trying to get rid of it. But I gotta tell you guys, this is probably for me, it's a very disappointing thing to see. And I'm talking about the display because it is a good display. I'm not going to trash the machine because the machine is truly capable of handling high performance. So I'm not going to knock it. But what I don't understand, and I really want to know, how can you people defend something like this? And I'm not saying people, I'm just saying fans, Apple fans. How can you defend this machine with the notch? I don't understand. Like, how? I don't understand. I don't get it. There was no need for this notch. If they were going to put, maybe, let's say, if they were going to put, I'm just throwing out there. Let's say okay. So realistically, let's say they did end up putting, let's just say for giggles, let's say they put Face ID on the Mac. Then I could argue and say, you know what? There's an argument to be made. It's a stupid argument, but there is an argument to be made. So I can actually understand that, and I can roll with that. But there is no need for the stupid notch on the MacBook. Even Apple's own marketing tells you they don't have any idea of what they're going to do with it. They're even trying to hide it in their Marketing Pro images. Look at this, guys. If you go back to the images on the website, take a look here. Let's take a look at the overview real quickly. I'm sorry. Take a look here. Let's go. Look at this. If we go right here, when you open the notebook, look at how Apple cleverly hides the notch. Now tell me what's wrong with that. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with having a black bar or maybe raising it as high as you can go and stretching it screen to screen. But you mean to tell me that in order to get it up to here, you felt the need to put the notch? The notch, guys, the notch. The most hated, most disregarded thing on the iPhone, and the one thing that Apple is currently working to remove, they put it on the MacBook Pro. Now, to be fair, and I'm about to play devil's advocate here because I don't want to defend this, but as an iPhone user, you can make the argument that the notch does, how would I say, does kind of not be noticeable. So there is an argument to be made where if you tell me, I don't notice the notch as much when I'm doing stuff, that's okay because at least the notch serves a purpose on the iPhone to house Face ID. But it does nothing here. I mean, if you want to tell me improved camera quality, better screen to body ratio, that's not an argument. That's not an argument. That is literally just a cowardly way of marketing it and saying it was reasonable. Look at how Apple is marketing this. Look at the way, guys, look at the promotional images. They don't even show the notch. They are hiding it with the black bar like Google did. I'm torn. I'm torn right now because a part of me does need a new Mac. I would like to buy a new MacBook. I have been looking for a new MacBook. Also, shout out Aloha Android. He is the homie in the house. I would like to buy a new MacBook. I don't care about the money. I can afford it. But I don't get what was the reason for the notch. And there is no Apple fanboy out there. And I don't care if you're a diehard. I don't care if you're a sheep. I don't even care what you are. You're not going to talk your way out of this with me. You can have many excuses built in. You can have it all set up. But at the end of the day, there is nothing you're going to tell me that makes this notch reasonable for a $2,000 machine that doesn't even do what the iPhone can do. Now, again, It's got great performances. I'm not saying don't buy this machine. Exactly. There is no purpose for this notch. It was just added because Apple knows it's an iconic thing. They know people will look at that and say it's an Apple product. But there's a difference between what it does and practicality. This is neither of those two. And like I said, there are a lot of positives. Again, the sound system in the MacBook Pro is great. The studio quality microphones are excellent. Spatial audio is great. The performance, the CPU, GPU, the ports, everything is great. I'm not going to deny that. But at the end of the day, I don't know what else to say. The notch is hideous. It's a hideous thing. Apple knows it. They're trying to get rid of it. But instead, they pass it down to the Macs. So I'm going to have to think about it. If I really am going to get a MacBook with a notch, I'm going to have to think this one through. You see, I would have been okay if the notch had Touch ID. If the notch had Touch ID, if it had some kind of purpose besides making it look like that, then I'd be like, okay. But at the end of the day, it has no purpose. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Apple's choice to put the notch, but I think the machine is a powerhouse. I do think it's great. I think that there are a lot of pro users that will buy this machine, and I'm not saying don't buy the machine. I think you should buy this machine if you're looking for a Mac. All I'm saying is there is no need for this machine to have a notch. There was no need for this machine to get it, and I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. Yes, it does have Touch ID still, so that's one of the things. And that was one of the other things I told people. I said Apple's not going to put Face ID on their Mac. They would like to do it, but they've gone all in on Touch ID, and they're still continuing to do so. So it makes no sense for them to do that. But I'm a little disappointed with the MacBook. Not the hardware, just the way that they headed with this. I got to think about it if I'm going to get this machine. I'm going to have to really think long and hard about this. But that is the M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pro. So let me hear your thoughts down below, guys. What do you think of the M1 Pro and Pro Max, whatever they're calling these MacBooks? Let me know. Are you interested in picking one up? What do you think of the new AirPods, the color of the HomePod Minis? That was it for the Apple event. Now we're going to get to tomorrow with the Google Pixel 6. So thank God that we have something better to look forward to tomorrow. Thank you, Jesus. Overall, Apple event was cool. Same stuff I say all the time, but I don't get the logic with the notch. I'm sorry. It's just a thing they did because they wanted to do it. Anyway, guys, that is it for my recap of the event. If your thoughts and opinion are different, let me hear your thoughts down below. If you think I'm wrong, hey, listen, you're not the first one. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button to help support my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow for the Google Pixel 6 recap. Thank you for watching, and peace.